and welcome to the Black Girl Ventures Pitch Competition. I am Tylisha Summers, one of your BGV Houston change agents and co-founder of Spend It. If you're tuning in, you're in for a treat because the BGV Houston Pitch Competition is up next. It's the largest competition for Black and Brown women founders, combining the premise of Shark Tank and Kickstarters to give you an opportunity to be a part of an entrepreneur's journey. The idea for BGV Pitch actually comes from Black history. In the early 1900s, during the Great Migration, white landowners raised the rent, and Black people threw what were called rent parties, where admission fees helped people stay in their homes. These were not just any parties, though. You had people like Langston Hughes, Fats Waller, and Duke Ellington helping with these events. Now here we are, our ancestors' wildest dreams, providing access to capital through engaging community. Now here's the scoop. You will watch 8 awesome women pitch their businesses to a set of judges. Each participant gets 3 minutes to pitch, but the judges don't determine the winner. You have the power. You will vote for your favorite pitch at www.sheraise.com. Participants win a mix of capital from the audience, capital from sponsors, and the BGV Startup Package, which includes access to an accounting, business coaching, Salesforce Essentials, Google Cloud credits, HubSpot for startups, and more.
This pitch competition works is slightly different from any other pitch competition you've been to. It's like Shark Tank with an audience, but everybody's a shark. So all of you have an opportunity to vote with your dollars tonight. We'll listen to 7, 8 amazing women come up and showcase their business.
It's 3 to 4 feet taller than reality. Its ropes are red, white, and blue. Its platform is blank stretched canvas. They say it's built for a man. There's room for my competitors and I. There's corners and centers, punches and knockouts, blood, sweat, and tears. Entrepreneurship is a boxing match. But we, the women, know how to stay light on our feet. We slide past insecurity. We shuffle through sexual harassment, me too. We duck, then jab, and land, and suddenly, the predefined role of woman calls our name. Wife, mother, feminist, auntie, babysitter, nasty woman, pow. Right in the kisser. I fall. Face against platform, I heard my ego crack when I realized that my male competitor has more mirrors in his dressing room. You're a woman. This is not your place. The referee counts down. You don't belong here. VCs fund people who look like them, and I don't look like them. I didn't learn how to box in school. My parents are not boxers or coaches. My life is just a corner. 8, 7, 6, I breathe. This game is rigged, but fuck that. I'm the only species on earth that can bleed for a month and not die. I am badass. Even if I bow out and get a corporate job, I would still make less than the man who would scrape my remains from this platform. 5, 4, 3, get up, girl. Pin a Nike commercial to your memory. Remember that you don't get in where you fit in. You fit in until you get in, because fitting in is about character and getting in is about access. You're already in a match. Get up. Bite the hand that feeds you, boy. Burn the bridges you never want to cross again. You got this. Slide, duck, jab, land, and remember that you know how to stay light on your feet.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nikisha Carpenter. I am a entrepreneur, founder of a construction management and a real estate development company in Washington, D.C. and in Detroit, Michigan. I also am a board member of BGV. I'm the secretary. So I'm excited to be here. I've been in a lot of the same positions that everyone is right now, out there pitching and giving your stats about your company. Fun fact about me is that I have a cat named Barack after President Obama.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kate Goodall. I'm co-founder and CEO of Halcyon here in DC. We are an incubator for the best social enterprises from around the world. And fun fact about me, I used to be a maritime archaeologist back in a former life. And I'm a huge fan of BGV and friend and supporter.
Hi, my name is Valerie Jefferson. I am the CEO and founder of the Jefferson Effect financial firm. And I've been in the industry, in the financial industry for about 25 years, and I am happy to be here. I was in the position that you ladies are in today, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on and experiencing more with the organization. I would, fun fact about me, I used to be a gymnast back in the day.
BGV Pitch is the largest pitch competition for Black and brown women founders. We combine the premise of Shark Tank and Kickstarter to give you an opportunity to be a part of an entrepreneur's journey. Vote for your favorite pitch by visiting www.sheraise.com, select a city, enter the donation for the pitches you love, and don't forget to leave feedback and or hype comments for our founders. Your donation keeps a Black or brown women founder in business. You are changing the world with Black Girl Ventures.
Hello, my name is Shanta Collette, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Thrive Innovations, and I'm here to present to you the future disruptor in women's health and feminine care, Girl Be Natural. Girl Be Natural is an innovative natural personal care company for all stages of life from PMS to menopause, created by mother and daughter for women. Our products are free toxins, cruelty-free, plant-based, organic, and all-natural, handmade. We create inclusive, health-centered, innovative beauty products to help women optimize their unique health needs without medication. The problem: there is a resistance of health personal care products and the external pains of women. Issues include menopause, pregnancy. 85% of women have a fluctuation in hormones due to underlying health issues like cancer. And 50% of women have some degree of sensitive skin, while 30% is from underlying health issues, chemo, and radiation. After a stroke and a heart attack in 2019, I struggled with debilitating hormonal shifts. This caused excessive body odor, stress, and sensitive skin. I searched for clean, healthy feminine care products that catered to my health needs, but failed until now. The solution: Girl. With the help of my father with over 40 years in product development, I created a patent-pending, multifaceted whole body deodorant called Sweet Pits. Our innovative formula utilizes plant botanicals with effective odor removal and support for sensitive skin. Aloe for soothing inflamed skin and anti-chafing, sea salt for odor reduction, phytoside elderberry to boost the immune system, and chamomile to combat stress. Currently, we have 5 products and are loved by our community. Here's a few of our products. Our business model is multi-pronged approach: direct to consumers via online, wholesale direct to consumer, distribution networks, and we're currently in 2 local retailers. The market is huge. The natural organic beauty market is to reach $54 billion by 2027. The global share is $532 billion, and the total addressable market is $5 billion. Why are we unique? We're unique because, unlike our competitors, we are educating, creating an experienced community, and enhancing the quality of life in women by creating better health outcomes. We are refining and redefining beauty trends. We give back and we raise awareness for women's health. Our traction: we've made $10,000 in the last 7 months. 22% of our customers are men. We have strong sales in few months with no advertisements and email marketing. We've been featured in Forbes, and we're expected to reach $20,000 at the end of this year. Her market strategy is virtual trade shows such as Range Me and Landing International, social media marketing, and micro influencers. Here's our dedicated team, me, my daughter, my dad, and Mala. Our ask is seeking $200,000 to increase production and inventory, scale our business, and expand clinical and dermatological testing and invest in digital marketing. There's so many ways to elevate humanity, and Girl Be Natural is one of them. Join the Girl Be tribe. Together we can make and bring healing to the world, one beauty and wellness product at a time.
Thank you, Shonda. That was amazing. I love your packaging, by the way. It's beautiful. Just curious, you mentioned a few different sort of market strategies. What's your strongest revenue stream right now, and what potentially do you think it will be in the future?
Our strongest revenue stream right now is wholesale. So we actually have a few pending partnerships right now. We're currently in retailers and actually getting ready to partner with a feminine care app, as well as looking to partner with more hospitals, such as cancer facilities and such.
Did you say, hi, this is Nikisha. Did you say your largest market right now is to men?
No, 20%. Well, this is actually a women product, but 22% of our customers have been men. Sweet Pits deodorant, because it is a whole body deodorant, and because of the anti-chafing, they use it in the groin area, and also for guys who cycle. A few of my customers are cyclists, so they use it on their buttocks for seating when they're riding their bikes.
Okay, all right. So there's a whole nother market there for you then.
I have a question for you. Hi, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I have a question. Now, have you looked for national distribution for your product or looked into any distribution companies?
So I am actually consulting with a company that works with distributors to help us get into hospitals and cancer facilities. So that is actually an option for us.
Okay. Have you also considered retail as well?
Yeah, we actually just launched in May, but we are working with Landing International. So we actually are sending out 75 products in November, and some of those companies are Target, Ulta, and Sephora.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Vote for your favorite pitch by visiting www.sheraise.com. Select a city, enter the donation for the pitches you love, and don't forget to leave feedback and or hype comments for our founders.
I want you to think back to a time when you had an idea, but you didn't move forward with it because you weren't sure where to begin. This has happened to me 2 crucial times since I've been in business. Once when I wrote my book, The Black Girl's Guide to Living on Purpose in 2015, and then again when I was about to launch my podcast in 2018. What helped me move from fear in these instances and turn those ideas into action was having an awesome mentor and a supportive community, which is why I'm so excited to introduce you to Activate, an online learning platform and community for women of faith in business who need assistance turning their ideas into action. Did you know that 543,000 new businesses are created every month? And of those businesses, 10% are owned by Black women. What I thought was so interesting, though, is that 3% of business owners have advanced business degrees, which tells me that a lot of us are winging it or spending a ton of time on YouTube University. Sadly, though, 42% of businesses fail because there is no market need, which tells me that we need to do more research and development before launching. Hi, I'm Brianna Lightfoot-Smith. I'm the creator of Activate. I have 10 years experience in education, 5 years in curriculum development, and 8 years in entrepreneurship. The thing I love about Activate with this learning platform is that when people sign up for $69 a month, they get guides, worksheets, a membership dashboard. But then in addition to this, unlike our competitors, they get access to peer mentorship, which is a crowd favorite amongst our community. And they get access to a small business directory that gives them access to things like graphic design and web design needs. This is Tiadra Jackson. She was a part of our pilot program this past spring that was full of 15 women, and she has a blog called King's Kid. She wanted to be able to grow her community more, and so she came in, she thought about this self-improvement initiative, and she brainstormed it with our peer network group and was able to grow her email list by 37% because she walked away with a month full of video content. We want other women in our community, starting with our podcast listeners and our email subscribers, to experience the kind of success and support that she did. But then we want to expand to the larger entrepreneurial community by going through guest podcasting, social media campaigns, affiliate marketing, and doing product mailers to other women who are already purchasing things that we're offering. We're asking for $200,000 to help with our marketing initiatives, to upgrade our membership platform, and to enhance our operations. Activate is on a mission to help more women of faith in business move from idea to action, and we hope you'll join us with this initiative. Thank you.
Thanks, Brianna. I would be curious, what do you feel the strengths of your team that you have around you are right now, and what would your next hire be if you're able?
Absolutely. So the strengths of my team is definitely our communications and our marketing, which is something that obviously is really important when you're operating in business. One of the women that we're working with, our business advisor, she has worked with a lot of sponsorships. And so when I talked about that affiliate marketing piece, that kind of tied in, because we're hoping to partner with brands like MailChimp, Stripe, and other organizations to offer unique content to our community, and then allow that to be a incentive for new people to sign up.
Your platform is faith-based.
Yes.
And so how does that integrate into your recruitment? And, is it a particular faith? Is it, how does someone join? Is it, is it a certain faith, a certain sector?
So we market to, the people in our community. So even the way that this Activate platform started was that I have a podcast called the Black Girls of Purpose podcast, and we do Bible studies every week. So it's women of the Christian faith. We do Bible studies every week, and I was doing a podcast episode or a podcast series called Activate, and I was just talking about the ways that I was activating my faith, moving forward in my business. And a lot of women were messaging me and saying, hey, Bree, I'm starting the business too. I'm starting the podcast. I'm starting the blog. And so I saw an opportunity to turn it into this larger initiative where more women were having the support and the accountability that they need. And so a lot of the people who are in our community actually come from our podcast listeners and then people who are already on our email list previously.
Okay, thank you.
I just have a question. Now, with your initiative, what areas of education will you be addressing?
We'll be specifically focusing on a lot of content development, because when we did our pilot program, I noticed that the people who had the most success out of that 15 women were people who were authors, bloggers, fellow podcasters. So focusing on things like how to develop an idea for your content, and then also how to be consistent with it. I actually just recorded a training this week on putting systems in place that will allow you to be consistent. Because what I have seen is that sometimes people will launch a podcast and then they'll put 4 episodes up and they'll stop just because they didn't think enough through what it is that they actually want to implement on their podcast or talk about on their podcast. And then it kind of goes back to that 42% of businesses fail because there's no market need. Like, people aren't realizing that sometimes they have an idea for something, but that's not something that people are actually interested in learning. So talking about marketing, talking about content development, and then talking about consistency are really important pieces. And then we also will partner with other people, like I said, hopefully with a MailChimp or a Stripe, when we can talk about things on how to monetize your content.
Vote for your favorite pitch by visiting www.sheraise.com. Select a city, enter the donation for the pitches you loved, and don't forget to leave feedback and or hype comments for our founders.
How y'all doing? I am Derica Shelton, also known as Derica the Diva, and I am the co-owner of the amazing company Exclusively HBCU. So you saw the words HBCU in our title. That stands for Historically Black Colleges and Universities. And as an HBCU alumni myself and my business partner, we love showcasing our love for our HBCUs. But there was one problem. We couldn't find any apparel or dope items that we just loved outside of the bookstore. So instead of just complaining about a problem, we decided to have a solution. So with that being said, myself and Danielle Simmons, we created Exclusively HBCU. We are a quarterly subscription box company that caters to students, alums, and supporters. So within the industry, we want to note that the subscription box space is a $10 billion industry. And as HBCU alums, we want in on that. Also, we want to note that HBCU alums and students contribute about $130 billion each year to our society. So not only is there a new product that has subscription boxes for our consumers, which we call cousins, we also have $130 billion of our cousins who are ready to represent their HBCU every single day. So let's talk about our business model. Our business model is direct to consumer. We make themed curated boxes, quarterly boxes, as well as non-subscription boxes and seasonal boxes every single year. We drop about 10 boxes again a year. Our retail range for our boxes ranges from $49.99 to $124.99. And as always, as the quality and everything goes up, our prices will definitely go up to make sure we are keeping up with what we're giving out to our cousins, which are our customers again. Our overhead is approximately 30 to 35% per box. So that means we pocket about 70 to 65% of our earnings for each box. Partnerships, because everybody knows HBCUs are all about networking. We have collaborated with United Negro College Fund, local and national alumni chapters. And thanks to our public relations representative, we are in the works of pending with 13 HBCUs directly right now to have our products sold directly to them, directly to our cousins. So this is what you want to know, traction, right? We are 1 year into our business and we have already curated $50,000+. We started with 0 to 30 subscribers and now we are already at 150 subscribers and we have retained about 90% of those followers throughout our lifetime of a business. Projected sales for 2021 are $250,000+. And as you can see, we are already working with a few media outlets and other things to really push our brand. Again, we are a subscription box company that caters to students, alums, and supporters for HBCUs, but we also have other items, apparels, accessories, and things of that nature. So what do we want? That's the biggest question, right? We are asking for $250,000. As you can see, we've broken down our statistics on the side, 25% for optimizing technology, 20% for operations and logistics, 20% for business product development, and as always, 35% for marketing. So I asked you this today. Are you ready to help us bring the HBCU experience globally to all of our cousins? Thank you.
Erica, I love your enthusiasm, and I can see sort of massive potential even in terms of tapping the alumni that you're going to end up having in your pipeline. I guess what's the incentive that you are hooking colleges with? Do they get some kind of
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for asking that question. So one of our main sources that we operate within our business is a give back. So with every time that we partner with somebody, we do arrange a give back program, and that funnels directly to their scholarship funds through that institution or organization.
Are you in your boxes? Do you have items that are traditionally in your bookstores, or what separates you from what's
I was waiting for that
question.
So in each box, like we said, it's a theme. So our latest box was a vintage box. And that box had a personal vintage sweater that was created by our creative director team, a t-shirt, you could have got a beanie, or for the men, vintage socks, or also a vintage lipstick that was curated by another Black-owned company in that box. So every box is different. So that means that with each theme, we really take the time to cater what we're putting in the box to have it align with the theme and make sure it's things that you can't find in the bookstore.
Awesome. I have to first say, I cousin, I love
Thank
that.
you.
I love that. I love your enthusiasm.
Thank you.
I feel like I already know you. And let me just ask this question, and that is, with your boxes that you're creating, specifically, are you when you package them for each HBCU, are they specified for that particular HBCU, like say just Howard University? Is there a Howard box, or is there a Morgan State box, or a Hampton box? That's what I'm getting.
Yes, ma'am. No, I like I said, I was waiting for these questions because I get excited talking about it. So each box has a different look. So every box that comes to your doorstep is catered around a theme, but every item inside of that box is literally catered to you. So for example, this is our Prairie View vintage sweater. This is the Prairie View box. Everything in it is going to be purple and gold and catered to PV. If it was a Howard box, same thing. So the outside of the box, we want to give you the aesthetic of knowing what that theme is. And when you open that box on the inside, you coming home, cousin, because you get everything that is catered to you in your institution.
I like it.
Yes, Lord.
Vote for your favorite pitch by visiting www.sheraise.com. Select a city, enter the donation for the pitches you love, and don't forget to leave feedback and or hype comments for our founders.
Have you ever heard of a human mutt or a Mexican zebra? Try this one, a Wablaxican. Well, you're looking at one, at least according to the monikers given to me in a nation created on binaries. I didn't always quite fit. My Mexican maternal grandfather married my white grandmother, who both admonished my biracial mother when she married a Black man. That mixed racial makeup has given me a unique window into 3 cultural worlds. My name is Christina Wright. I'm a communications expert and trainer of nearly 2 decades with real life insight into how intimidating a space of people who don't share your life experiences can be. Add to that my experience as a reporter covering city councils, county commissions, and school boards across our nation for 9 years. I witnessed the most mundane topics earn priority examination, like car wash noises. Meanwhile, the rules that most affect our policing, education, and criminal justice systems hardly made it to the agenda. My team and I are creating the world some wished we lived in and others thought we did. That's why I decided to launch PS, Make It Right, an umbrella diversity and inclusion academy focused on social literacy and systemic change. PS stands for problem or solution. Under the problem arm, we first break down and digest the challenges facing our society. Under the solution arm, we study civic engagement that propels equitable and people-driven communities. Since the PS mission is to elevate universal emotional intelligence to affect real change, we're focused on the workplaces that most interact with our communities. We're currently targeting public charities and will later target supporting public charities like United Way before expanding into other markets. PS uniquely provides an online database of resources, including terms to know and behaviors to curb. Our learning management system will evolve to include self-guided courses and become our primary product by year 5. We're currently focused on instructor-led team training and advising, ranging in price from $297 a month to $25,000, depending on the service and team size. Because media both reflects and documents life experiences, we provide media streaming accounts to view TV shows, movies, and other pop culture as learning materials and discussion starters. Leading up to the 2020 uprisings, diversity training demand had already increased more than 50% the year prior. My competitors, though, focus on history lessons and vocabulary. PS offers a robust, relatable curriculum that integrates popular culture, reserving those history lessons for our database. To ensure PS becomes the go-to diversity training for businesses and organizations who work directly with our communities, we're seeking $200,000 to tackle operations and marketing. PS, it's been 400 years. We don't have any more time to waste.
Thank you so much, Christina. One quick question: what's the biggest that you could imagine this going? Sort of, what's the vision that you would have for this if it gets to the pinnacle of what you could see it being?
If you've ever heard of Civic Plus is the go-to software for websites and databases for local governments. My vision is that every single local government and every organization that works with our communities, their internal training is our database of self-guided courses, because internal training is, these days, it's a lot easier and more cost efficient for our organizations and municipalities to have those online trainings available. So that is my ultimate, but what I've learned in business thus far, honestly, is that as you move through it, more opportunities present themselves.
Yes, it has been 400 years, and we don't have any more time. You're absolutely right. And I'm curious of the trainings that you have had or have done, and what has been the feedback? What has been the positive feedback you got back from other folks?
Thank you for your question. The feedback has been really, really good. We are in pre-seed phase. Our beta round for our very first course, which is on the Black experience, it's called PS. It's been 400 years. And that's the link you see on the screen. That beta round begins October 26th. And then we are marketing strongly for our January 14th cohort for individuals. We're also working with our leads and my team and I have existing relationships with public charity leaders throughout the U.S. And so we're working with them. We have a couple of boards who are reaching out to us for advising at this point.
Hi, just good. Excellent. I just got a question. Now, how will you integrate your program into the urban community? And will and are you looking to work with the city council or with the councilmen in those urban communities?
Yes, I am looking to work with anyone, honestly, who's working with any of our marginalized communities. So, it's having those conversations, and we've already begun having those conversations with the city council members that I covered as a reporter. And so, yes, anyone who is working with those communities, we intend to make sure this is the training that they have, because it's relatable. It's something, and it's about understanding what the experience is like. During the 2020 uprisings, I had a lot of my colleagues reach out to me. I know a lot of us did, and we had those conversations. And what I realized is that what's missing primarily is a space where, honestly, the stupid questions can be asked, or the stupid, these questions that you really need to understand in order to truly work for the benefit of these communities.
Vote for your favorite pitch by visiting www.sheraise.com. Select a city, enter the donation for the pitches you loved, and don't forget to leave feedback and or hype comments for our founders.
Did you know that Black women are 3 times more likely than white women to aspire to top leadership roles at work? Yet for every 100 men promoted from entry level to manager, only 58 Black women receive similar promotions. How can we break the glass ceiling if we're not even allowed up the ladder's first rung? And in addition to our difficulties that we face with advancing in our careers, then we struggle to find professional development resources that address our unique workplace experience. And this is despite the fact that the U.S. leadership development industry is valued at more than $170 billion, and that there's more than 2.1 million Black and Latina young professionals in the United States. This is why Cubicles to Cocktails exists. We're a career development platform and a community for working women of color. We provide women a space to network, gain mentorships, and find valuable advice that authentically speaks to their unique career experiences so that they can navigate their careers with confidence and support. In 2018, we launched an At the Work networking and career development event series to fuel our growth and marketing. We reached more than 360 women, and our events generated more than $18,000 in revenue, as well as secured numerous corporate and media sponsorships. During the pandemic, we transitioned our experiences online and launched our weekly community newsletter, which rounds up culturally relevant career advice, current events, and recommendations from across the internet. During this digital expansion, we've experienced 136% growth in our community. Now we have more than 800 community members who come to us weekly for content. What positions us well in this industry is our culture ad. We simply don't force women of color to choose between their gender and their race in the workplace while navigating their careers. We have the goal to become the go-to career resource hub and the largest social and professional network for millennial women of color in the United States by continuing to host our events, as well as offering a core suite of digital products that addresses topics such as building your professional brand without compromising your cultural identity. By the end of 2022, we plan to secure more than 32,000 newsletter community members. And with just 10% conversion rate and more than $150 in annual customer spending on our digital resources and events, we stand to generate more than $400,000 in consumer-based revenue alone. Hi, my name is Krista Clark, and I'm the founder of Cubicles to Cocktails. I'm a Rice University alumna, a project manager, and a cocktail enthusiast. My team and I are raising $300,000 to fuel our sales and marketing initiatives, develop our curriculum, and leverage technology for our platform. Cubicles to Cocktails is on a mission to propel 100,000 Black and brown women into leadership at work. Will you join us?
Thank you so much, Krista. Can you walk me through, so I'm sure I understand, existing revenue streams and potential future revenue streams?
So for our revenue streams, I actually have a slide that I'm happy to share with you. So our revenue streams are broken down into our consumer-based revenue streams and our business-to-business revenue streams. So our existing revenue streams is centered on our event registrations as well as sponsorships of our events. With our digital expansion, we're moving towards consumer digital products, so our online courses, digital workbooks and guides, as well as offering digital marketing campaigns for our business-to-business. Our revenue, as you can tell, is very diversified to de-risk, due to the COVID pandemic, to be able to de-risk certain of those revenue streams that are related to the events only.
Hi, I love this idea. I love cocktails. I love networking. When I think about a lot of times when I'm meeting folks and trying to network, sometimes I feel like I don't always have people in my sector or that do experience the same thing that I do. I work in a very, male dominant, where there aren't anyone else but me. And so how are you bringing folks together in a way that industry they relate, and where they are in their career from entry level to executive C-suite? How are you doing that?
Right. That's a wonderful question. So currently our community members, they are range in age from 25 to about 44. And so the majority of us are corporate professionals working in finance, business, consulting, even education, higher education. And so the way that we do our communication, we talk about being career driven, as well as looking to sending our events to different professional networks, such as the National Black MBA Society, Prospanica, which is the Hispanic Network for Business Professionals. And in regards to helping to facilitate that networking, during our events, we often have curated networking activities. Our events, we have between 50 to 75 women. We try to keep them intimate so that you're able to not feel overwhelmed in a sea of women. And we have to facilitate these connections through our facilitated networking activities at the start of each event before we transition into our career development segments.
Okay, thank you. Because my question was going to be to walk me through one of your events. I've been to many networking events, and majority of them turn out to be just a party. And you may pass a card, but there's not very much networking going on. So can you just walk me through briefly through one event?
Definitely. So I actually want to start with the planning process. For me, this is my lived experience. I'm a project management professional. I work in a healthcare industry. Right now, I actually work in medical education. And so as you know, this industry is very white male dominated. And it's very hierarchical too, in the sense that since I am in medical education currently, they really do pay attention to your credentials. And so with that, from my network and from my own personal lived experiences, my events start with an intention. For instance, when we talked about imposter syndrome, I then took my expertise in curriculum development to figure out what objectives I really want women to be able to walk away from at the end of this event. And so taking my objectives, I looked then at how do I facilitate networking amongst the women. And for this particular occasion, I had networking cards, and the questions on those networking cards tied back into breaking the ice around imposter syndrome. When we transitioned over to the panel, using the intention and my objectives, I ensured that I brought on the right expertise. So I actually partnered with mental health providers so that they could actually teach us the psychology behind imposter syndrome, how to manage it, because it's not something you can eliminate, and then some actionable tools that we could use in our daily lives and working lives to be able to manage that as we're navigating our careers. So from start to end, we're very intentional with all the activities, so that it's not a party, that it is a experience that does allow you to be authentic, like if you were at a party, but it's actually way more meaningful than just grabbing cocktails with girlfriends at a bar.
I want those notes on imposter syndrome, please. Send them along.
I'd be happy to email you the notes from the panel.
Vote for your favorite pitch by visiting www.sheraise.com. Select a city, enter the donation for the pitches you love, and don't forget to leave feedback and or hype comments for our founders.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chisom Onyenazi, and I've got a question for you. What would you do to know more about a culture, whether it's yours or someone else's? See, I grew up as a Nigerian in America, and it was almost impossible to have fun with what I knew as a Nigerian. I would speculate this is a problem for Haitians, Jamaicans, Ghanaians, or Indians in the United States or scattered across the globe. There are inadequate platforms for cultural interaction. It's like losing how to speak a language because there's no other person to speak it with. So I founded ONAS, a company that would focus on creating fun cultural play experiences for people all over the world. Our first product is the one taking off right now, and it's the one closest to my heart, Get Out. Played similar to Taboo, Get Out gets you to describe a cultural word for your team to guess without using familiar terms. You're taught more about what you already know because you're describing it in a different way, and you have so much fun doing it. We launched Get Out in 2019 with Get Out Naija, the Nigerian version, and we came out with Get Out Ghana a few months later. As of this year, we have sold more than 350 units, and we are in 4 physical retail locations in 2 different countries. We're working on a mobile app that will allow us to incorporate more cultures from different countries across the globe. Further down the road, we will introduce Queendom, a simulation game where players build an African country from scratch using just natural resources. With gross profit margins at 77% per unit, ONAS could profit $1.7 million by 2023. This is based on just Get Out physical sales, promoted by adequate marketing. As of 2019, there were 1.7 million African immigrants in the United States. 3% of this market would be roughly 51,000 people. If we are able to reach less than 3% of our target market, we could profit $1.7 million in 1 year. With the Get Out app coming out, our business model will also include revenue from ads, event hosting, and in-app purchases. We are currently 80% self-funded. 20% of our income came from a personal loan. So to achieve our goals, we are asking for $450,000 to increase our production capacity, fully develop the apps, engage in digital marketing, and grow our team. Our team, Jane, Arenza, and myself, we are grateful for the opportunity to tell you more about how amazing Get Out is, and we look forward to your aid in our endeavors. Thank you so much, and do we have any questions?
Thank you, Chisom. I love just the name of Queendom, by the way. I'm really excited for that one. I can tell there's a lot more sort of that you have in mind, and you're sort of rolling these products out one by one. Can you talk about the whole scope of your vision? Are you aiming to be like the next Hasbro, or is it different?
Funny you say that, because that was one of our plans in the future, was actually to sell to Hasbro, but we realized we're not necessarily there yet. We're growing it. Eventually, if Hasbro or any other company can take us to where we want to go faster than we can, then selling to Hasbro would be a thing. However, if we garner enough, if we get enough marketing, if we are able to get enough people, then we could take this off ourselves. We want to make sure that no matter where someone goes, whether you're a Haitian in Germany or you're a Nigerian in the US, you could still engage in your culture. So that's what we're trying to do. Have fun with what you know. And if we could push that off ourselves, definitely that would be the goal. But if a bigger company is able to help our vision grow faster than we could, then we'll definitely sell.
You kind of just touched on it in your answer previously, and I was just thinking about immigrants from other countries, from Haiti, from other South American countries that might be in Europe or elsewhere. So what's your my thought was, what's your long-term plan on reaching out and expanding to those to folks elsewhere?
So pretty much what we did with the Ghana version. So I'm Nigerian, and there are different countries that are definitely different. Even in Nigeria, you have a lot of tribes that are different. So what we did with Ghana was, when we traveled to Ghana, we got a couple of people there to build our content. So we added them to our team and said, hey, look, we want to create a game with words that you're familiar with. And here's a concept. We gave them a taboo concept. They had never heard of taboo. So it was fun for them. Spent 6 months getting all the words done, creating the cards. And that's what we plan to do for each country. Not for us to learn necessarily each country or each culture, but for them to feel more important about what they know and to say, this is your content, create it, let people have fun with it. And that's how we would do with every other country. And that's why we need to grow our team. So that's not just myself or Jane or Lorenzo going to 50 different countries. It's going to be fun, but it'll be tedious. So we need to grow our team to do that.
Awesome. Now, let me ask a question. With your product, how many sales do you have currently with your product? Or are you currently in the development stage?
I would answer that question threefold, because we have 3 different products right now. So with Gear Out, we have more than, as of now, we have around 375 sales. 350 was as of September, and we're still getting sales every day for Gear Out. That's for Gear Out Ghana and Gear Out Nigeria. For the mobile app, that's still in developing. We have a group of people that are developing the app. It should be out by December of this year. That's our goal. Queendom is also being developed. That one should be out against next March. And we are still getting different countries for the Gear Out version. We're currently creating the Gear Out Kenya and the Gear Out South Africa. So that should be out against January of 2021 as well.
Okay, thank you.
Vote for your favorite pitch by visiting www.sheraise.com. Select a city, enter the donation for the pitches you love, and don't forget to leave feedback and or hype comments for our founders.
Cheers. My name is Tiffany Robertson, and welcome to BYOB Custom Wig Bar, an e-commerce business that provides custom wig making services. Our innovative approach allows our customers to BYOB. And if you haven't guessed it, BYOB stands for Bring Your Own Bundles. Let's have a quick lesson on bundles. Bundles are what the model's holding, and it's just another name for hair extensions. I'd like you to meet one of our customers, Amber. She loves to wear quality bundles that she can reuse. She's a nurse with no time for the hair salon, and she noticed that most wig makers use hair extension brands she was not familiar with. She really likes the extensions that she currently wears and doesn't want to try anything new. Luckily for her, Facebook has been following her every move, and like magic, BYOB appeared. She was immediately attracted to the BYOB concept. She loved that she could have her wig made with the bundles of her choice. And all she had to do was follow a few easy steps to fully customize her wig without ever leaving her home. Amber was convinced and ready to enter the bar and start building her own wig via our website. First, she reviews the Wig Teeny menu and makes her selection based on the number of bundles she'll be providing. She sees that her price updates based on her selections, and the next step allows her to start making customizations. Now she can select her style or choose no style and save herself about $25. She can also add premium customizations as needed. To ensure the perfect fit, she adds her head measurements and a picture of her desired style. She reviews the wig turnaround and shipping timeline, and then she also receives a notification with instructions for mailing her bundles. Now, what's a bar without a tab? Now she's ready to close her tab and review a summary of her selections before purchasing her Wig Teeny. After shipping her bundles, she receives an email photo confirming receipt of her bundles. And once her wig is completed, she receives a photo of her completed Wig Teeny for her approval. She approves her style, and her wig is shipped directly to her doorstep. Our customers love us. We have seen great success. We saw a 50% increase in sales with this new business model concept. On our launch day, we had over $3,000 in sales. And on average, our wig teenies sell for about $125 and only cost us about $5 to make. We are now fully trademarked, and we are the only company that can legally advertise our services as BYOB, Bring Your Own Bundles. We're asking for $250,000 we're asking for $250,000 to enhance the user interface of our website, incorporate virtual reality, increase our automations, and purchase industrial sewing machines, as well as offer B2B services to enhance our marketing and training. Are you ready to toast to success with us? Cheers.
Great job, Tiffany. Thank you. I guess if you can just talk about a little bit about the competitive landscape that you see and just be clear about what differentiates you.
Yeah, sure. So the hair extension market is, of course, a multi-billion-dollar market that's continuing to grow and they're expecting to reach about 20 billion in the next couple of years. So there are lots of players that sell hair extensions. There's thousands, and women have multiple choices of where they can get their hair extension. I actually was in that market myself for 10 years. And what I found is that many women have their choice of vendors, or they like to purchase hair from where they like to purchase. So what we found is that that opens up a great market for us to be able to provide services to the customers of all those thousands of hair extension companies, where people don't have to feel that they have to choose a certain hair company to have their wig made. As far as people who do exactly what we do, there are several wig makers out there, but the biggest caveat is that they provide the hair extensions to the customer, which again makes that customer feel like they have to purchase that type of extension versus the extensions that they've been wearing for many years that they're comfortable with.
Hi, obviously I don't need any extensions. I've been rocking this for some time now.
Easy.
But my mother, easy peasy, right? Just roll up. But my mother, when COVID hit and I had to go out shopping for her, my 70-year-old mother was like, I need some hair. And like there wasn't to be found. Do you guys do any assistance, with folks curating the hair and how do you, it's one thing to make the wig. And I'm also really curious how $5 to make it, that's like amazing. I'm just curious how you're able to do that.
Yeah, so we actually do assist with finding, if we do have customers that come to us that don't have a preferred vendor, we have a preferred vendor list that we can make recommendations and pair them with other extension companies that are on our preferred vendor list to basically help and match their needs. They can order from that customer, have it directly shipped to us so that there's not an additional step there. And we send them pictures. Your second question was the cost. So essentially, they're providing us with what is really needed for the wig, which is the bundles. That is the most expensive part, which they are providing us. All we need is the cap to make the wig, which we get fairly inexpensive thread. We use some things to make sure that the wig can stay on, like elastic bands, as well as wig combs. And so all of those things we get at a really, really low cost. So not adding in just the labor aspect of it, just the cost of the actual goods to make the wig, we're around $5.
Hi, Tiffany.
Hi.
Question for you. Since your launch, have your sales increased since your launch?
Yes, our sales definitely increased. I actually, I had a little skip of my finger, and I skipped over our COVID results. Even with COVID, we saw a 200% increase in sales. I will say that, and this is where we really need the funding, is that we put a lot of effort into our launch and a lot of marketing efforts into that to increase those sales. I will say that this business takes a bit of content, continuous content to continue to get people interested and educate them. So we do have our peaks and our valleys, but I find that to be very much associated with the marketing efforts.
Vote for your favorite pitch by visiting www.sheraise.com. Select a city, enter the donation for the pitches you love, and don't forget to leave feedback and/or hype comments for our founders.
I am Renee Hines, and I am the co-founder of Upbrainery Technologies. Being a first-generation college student, I personally have the desire to change the narrative of education. Upbrainery is revolutionizing and disrupting the concept of teaching and learning virtually, at home, at school, or at the office. We're committed to building better brains through advanced technologies such as artificial intelligence, augmented reality, and machine learning. Through our hands-on educational kits, creative digital content, virtual individualized tutoring program, and exclusive online curriculum, our purpose is to keep technology at the forefront of educational foundation and make artificial intelligence and machine learning important attributes of education model and curriculum. Engagement was not a problem in face-to-face learning, yet traditional educational systems have been leaving students behind even pre-COVID. Current infrastructure and the tools are not working as students are becoming disengaged. 40% of parents have considered homeschooling or online learning options. 65% of teachers consider themselves overworked and overextended. Upbrainery is a complete educational solution that provides an experiential learning ecosystem for learning styles of each student. We've developed an AI comprehensive learning solution that is used as a marketplace to connect teachers, organizations, and students. Our platform uses AI in order to create customized learning experiences. Parents, organizations, and community partnerships alike are using Upbrainery's custom solutions. With the ability to create custom products in-house, we are in a unique position to offer organizations the ability to either use our existing curriculum and products or create custom curriculum and that are branded to their business and look and feel. The education market is worth $14.3 billion per year. Right now, we have a unique market opportunity where schools are closed and there are millions of students that need at-home education. Upbrainery is the solution. Our revenue model is sustainable and recurring. We provide a marketplace for teachers and tutors to offer services, and Upbrainery makes 20% of the gross. For our B2C products, we have a 40% markup for our educational kits. Our traction includes beta with the Houston Rockets, NASDAQ, the Minnesota Timberwolves, Girls International Headquarters, Girl Scouts of America, and Whataburger. Girl Scouts are using our hands-on learning kits to help their scouts earn badges. Whataburger has coined us as their educational partner and have begun providing educational kits and content to students via our digital platform. We currently have 54 active teachers, 860 active students, and 2,000 parent accounts. We also just signed an area developer with the European team to expedite our marketing penetration. We have a highly experienced and well-seasoned team. I have over 5 years of managing large teams of content developers. My co-founder is a serial successful entrepreneur in the edtech space. She founded Idea Lab Kids, which is now an international franchise company with 107 locations worldwide. We have a robust team of executives and advisors, including Dr. Noreen Mayberry, who was the first female space toxicologist, and our chief scientist, our CTO, who founded multiple successful software companies, and our CMO, who was the previous marketing director at Neiman Marcus. We're seeking $1 million to expedite our market penetration. The milestones we will accomplish include $2 million in revenue, 50,000 lessons taught, and 100 corporate partnerships. We were inspired prior to COVID that the educational system needed our solution, but we know now more than ever that the world needs Upbrainery. Please consider our funding round to support children's education.
Hi, Renee. Thank you so much. I can tell there's so much more there than you could fit in that time. Can you talk a little bit about your background and sort of your why for this?
Absolutely. So as I stated, I'm a first-generation college student, and leaving home, I knew the need for an educational system like this for marginalized students. I studied biology pre-medicine, and initially my plan was to go on to med school and become a surgeon. However, in my third year of undergrad, I took a job as a STEM specialist, and as a STEM specialist, I knew that my passion no longer lied in medicine, it lied in education. So my co-founder and I like to coin ourselves the accidental educators because unlike all the teachers and professors and admin that study this in school, we just kind of stumbled on our passion for this. So my why for this is to create a system that reaches even the most marginalized students. I know how it is to leave students who are getting left behind in the educational system. And I know even now with more than ever with COVID, that students will need a system that completely removes the classroom bias.
Hi, I love this idea especially with COVID right now and everyone doing learning at home. When you talk about AI and you have AR, can you expand a little bit more on, I guess, the difference in how your competitors or what you're doing differently?
So we call ourselves an experiential learning ecosystem. That means we incorporate artificial intelligence to guide students through a pathway. We incorporate augmented reality to provide students with those visual and kinesthetic resources that they will typically not receive in an online environment. And we use machine learning to gather data that we can provide to parents, to organizations, and to teachers. So we are a heavily technology software that incorporates all these emerging tech into our platform. We also provide smart certifications and smart badges that will follow a student's path from essentially preschool all the way up through college if this is adopted in higher education. So we truly have found the bread and butter of these pieces of technology. And unlike our competitors, we have this all in one place. So most places use AI or AR as a buzzword. However, we truly incorporate it and ingrain it in every aspect of our software.
Okay. Hi, I just have a question. With your program, have you started to implement these programs in any of those school districts? Or
we're currently running a beta with private schools here in the Houston, Texas area. We have 2 private schools currently that are running our programs. We are actually using these programs as well with few corporate organizations that I mentioned, like the Whataburgers and the Houston Rockets and NASDAQ. So yes, we currently have beta programs happening with our Brain Lab, which is what our software is called.
Vote for your favorite pitch by visiting www.sheraise.com. Select a city, enter the donation for the pitches you loved, and don't forget to leave feedback and or hype comments for our founders.
First, thanks, Kamari. Thanks, Shirley. Thanks, BGV. This was really fun. And thanks to my fellow judges. It was lovely to be on with you. I could give pieces of advice, but I honestly thought all of your pitches were really, really good, just squandered by time usually, right? I will just suggest that, when you are in a situation with investors and you're dealing with their questions, very often, you'll be dealing with some prevention questions, which are really aimed to examine the risk potential or the downside of your business. And a suggestion that I have there is be prepared to answer that question, but use it also to pivot, to slip in something that's an opportunity that perhaps they might not ask a question about. You don't have to just answer their question and make sure that it's an opportunity for you to add in something that promotes the upside as well.
Thank you, BGV. This was awesome. This is my first pitch competition that I've judged. And it was great. And every pitch was amazing. I'm leaving wanting to learn more. You only had one question, but I had 5 at least for each person. And I think my only advice would be to think big. Some of the goals and numbers and some of the products that I thought have really great potential. And I think maybe just lay out, the moon. I think that's probably my only thing that I would say. But thank you all.
I thought that every pitch was amazing. I'm diving and would love to learn more about each one. And my only takeaway is this is your company is your baby. And speak with enthusiasm, eye contact, and know your product. Just know your product. That's the only thing that I would say. Without having to read a card, you should be able to say everything off the cuff. And other than that, I wish you all well, and I can't wait to see your products in the marketplace.
Wow, wasn't that amazing? I want to first and foremost thank our founders for having the courage and conviction to pitch your businesses to the world. Having pitched before myself, I know your nerves were on 10, but you all did an outstanding job. And no matter the outcome, you are all winners and have great opportunities ahead of you. Next, I have to thank our judges for your questions and insight in order to help our founders get to their next milestone. Lastly, I want to thank you, our viewers, for watching these pitches. And now we want to make sure these women get funded. So go to sheraise.com to vote for your favorite pitch. Voting will be up for 1 week. And again, thank you for tuning in.
BGV Pitch is the largest pitch competition for Black and brown women founders. We combine the premise of Shark Tank and Kickstarter to give you an opportunity to be a part of an entrepreneur's journey. Vote for your favorite pitch by visiting www.sheraise.com, select a city, enter the donation for the pitches you love, and don't forget to leave feedback and or hype comments for our founders. Your donation keeps a Black or brown women founder in business. You are changing the world with Black Girl Ventures.